Hello, my true crime lovelies. How are you? Oh my goodness. It's finally happening. I haven't done any videos on Rob Tejas as he's going by now. I will though. I was on too many deep dives for Miss Sarah. If you're here, drop a one in the chat if you can hear me okay. There's no baby today, and the dogs are suspiciously quiet, so we don't know if they're going on. Hi, Kim. How are you? Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. Very good. So, yeah, we're on a verdict watch. I'll leave it. How can I make it small until, oh no, I didn't want to do that. We'll make it small. We've got 10 minutes before it comes back on there. So, we'll, we'll see how that goes. Um, yeah. Have you guys been No, he's at school. He's at school, Bama Green Eyes. I know some people were complaining about him making noise. It took me 5 years to get that baby. He can make all the noise he wants for me. I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea, but what are you gonna do? It's not like I can just Oh, Colorado. Nice. What's your weather like out there right now? I'm in New York. It's super humid today. I had to go to physical therapy this morning, and that was I got on the 1 train, and I feel like maybe the air conditioner was broken, but everybody was sitting there like it was normal, so maybe the 1 train is always hot. Because I had to go to West 75th. I was like, "Oh my goodness." But today definitely feels like a New York August day. The baby sounds, I know. I love the baby sounds. Oh my god. When I tell you I had so many injections, so many, like, just ultrasounds. Me and, what is it, Wanda, we were on a first name basis. Uh-oh. See, I talked up the dogs. I might have to kick them out. Oh, it's nice and warm, good. Oh, it's hot in Kansas? Really? The only thing I know about Kansas well, that's not true. The favorite thing I know about Kansas is Dorothy because The Wizard of Oz is my favorite movie, but I know the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Wait, are you in Kansas City? Oh, you didn't say Kansas City, you said Kansas because I was like, I know there's Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri, I think. I don't know, but you said Kansas, so I'm sorry it's hot. Hopefully you have some good AC blowing there. Baby noises is just fine by me. I love baby noise. I love oh my god, I love baby laughter too, and all the little cooing sounds. His vocabulary is improving, which I love. Uh-oh. Let's see. Let's make me middle. What's going on in there? I have my sound turned on, but they have not turned on their sound yet. So we'll see. They're coming back in. Are those the former employees over there in the background? Like over here, let me just see. These people oh, the camera's rocking. That's not me, guys. That's whatever's happening. Is it an earthquake? Whatever is happening over here. So I'm guessing they're probably there's Tejas' attorney. I'm guessing they're probably unshackling him and getting him in. Although they announced that it was 3 PM, so he should already be like on standby. I don't know how. Listen, I don't work for nobody's jail or sheriff's department. I don't know if he can just hang out back there unshackled or they don't unshackle him until he comes out. They're letting people into the gallery. She's got a gun and what looks to be a roll of toilet paper. Now I'm super curious. Or a roll of paper towels. Did you guys see that? Okay. I'm guessing this is his other attorney. The testimony I watched, he wasn't in there. He wasn't questioning. It was the other guy, but he's sitting at the table. It was this guy here. Can you guys believe it took so long? Like, what do you think was going on back there? They were 93 in South Dakota. Oh, you guys are warmer than we are. It's gotta be around 79, 78, somewhere around there. or maybe 80 because my AC, I have it set at 78 right now and it's not on. So, obviously when it's warmer outside, it'll go back on. So somewhere around there. Definitely guilty. I think so too. I don't know what was taking those guys so long. Probably one lone holdout. I had jury duty once, and it was for a civil case, but there were 2 alternates, and the alternate did not like the verdict that we gave, and she came and I was the foreperson, she came and hissed in my ear about it. And I was just like, "Ma'am, I'm not in charge of this, and you weren't in the deliberations. You don't know." Even though we all heard the same testimony, there's like a lot of conversation that goes on in the deliberation room, and then like we sent out some questions, but that was after the case was given to us. Like I noticed in this one, which it was confusing me, like they were sending questions out before they deliberated and then after. Because I think I was watching Dr. Barry's channel and she was talking about it, and I was, like, asking in the chat, somebody was being snarky or like, "No, they don't." Anyway, we're gonna move past that. But, there's a lot that goes on, and then there's one person you have to convince of something, and again, even though you all heard the same testimony, it's based on your own understanding of that information, right? Like, you guys know that just from your normal life of, like, you could hear instructions one way when you get on a plane, and the person who's with you hears something else, and it's like, "No, this is what this person said," or you have to talk it out and then you come to a new mutual understanding. Oh my God, I love Dr. Berry too. She was over in the chat here last night. I was like so excited. And then I realized I uploaded the video that I hadn't edited. So I was like, oh, there's 2 videos. The second one is the better one because it has like sound effects and clips. Because in the first one, I referenced looking at one of the attorneys in court, and then the footage is not there. So, but I was still excited to have Dr. Berry in there. I wish I would have known she was live with the Wade Wilson sentencing hearing, and I would have joined over there. Um, I was just binge watching some of your other vids since. Oh, yay! I'm glad you like him. I'm glad you like the videos on the channel. Thank you. Um, 3 days this week we have been in the same chat. Oh, look at you guys vibing. Guilty, guilty. Some of these cases these last few years have been absolutely wild. Some real characters out there. Yes, Ginger Snaps, and I love Ginger Snaps, by the way. Do you think it's because, like, there are more narcissists in the world, or they're just acting up? Not that I am diagnosing anyone, but it seems like the ones who take the stand in their own defense seem to be a little, on some type of spectrum of mental unwellness, like some personality disorder or behavior disorder. What is flashing? I think that's my glasses. I keep seeing something over here from moving, but I think it's the my glasses. The light is reflecting back. I'm gonna cry and scream. Oh my God. I don't think David, come on now. Don't do that to us. Like I gotta look at all of you. Let me see. I don't think it will come back not guilty. It'll either be guilty or it'll be a hung jury, which they're gonna come back for more. Please. I hope. I just I think that last photo threw people for a loop with this person looks like they have hair, but he could have had on a wig. Um, I think maybe that. But of everything else, like, dude, his DNA is under the nails of the man who has been murdered. So clearly he was there. You know what I mean? Maybe some people don't believe in DNA. I don't know. Is that a thing? I just um the jury wanted to enjoy the AC and the lunch for 2 days, Bama. Oh my God, not for 2 days. I would never be on a jury, especially criminal. See, Super Kellogg or Super Kelly, look at I'm hungry. Super Kelly G. That's the thing though. We need smart people on juries, right? Not just people that are trying to get I don't know what they're trying to get, but we need smart people. Honestly, I feel like as a person of color, I have to do it because I can't complain about the judicial system if I don't participate, right? And so And trust me, I do complain about I mean, I know it's great, it's the best in the world, but it's not perfect. And especially there's a lot of bias built into it, so that's why I do it. Yeah. I mean, I sit at home and watch trials, and I have 0 in input on their outcome, so I might as well do it for real. This is the guy with the gardener outfit who thought everyone was out to get him. Yes! Yes, Pop Fly High, yes. So he was a low-level county official, and I can't even remember what his office is, but basically, they make sure when you die, your stuff gets dished out appropriately. That's my unprofessional opinion of what his job is. I think it's county not the recorder, it might be. Somebody in the chat, you guys know what he did. But yeah, so he was appointed to that position. A lot of the employees complained about him, and he went for the old, "Oh, I'm bringing in a lot of change, and the people who don't want to change are against me." So this reporter, Gehrman, came in and talked to these employees and was like Jeff Gehrman and talked to these employees, and they were like, "He's retaliating against us. He's a bully. All this stuff is going on." Now, mind you, they had already gone to the higher ups and complained about him, but they were saying, "Well, he's elected. What can we do?" So they went to an outside source and got attention on it, and then the county hired like a consultant to help kind of like smooth over things. Meanwhile, this investigative journalist who had covered like mobsters, had been in Vegas forever, covering like really dangerous people, and then this dude comes along. But so that the employees had gotten footage of him getting out of the back seat of one of his employees' car with the employee, and she was, like, wiggling down her skirt, so what were y'all doing in the back seat? And he's married and she's married. So the employees, there they are in the red back there. Those are the employees who complained and who, Jeff Garman came to help. I don't see the one. So this one all the way over here, she's the one who ended up with his job during the next election. And the prosecution, the one in the gray hair here, the prosecution's theory is that Robert was so upset that he lost his job. And after he lost his job, there were articles still coming out, right? And the prosecution saying he's a lame duck, which I only thought that was like Congress, but I guess, yeah, he's on his way out, but he still has the job, right? And so he is texting and emailing people like, I don't know, I'm scared of what my job prospects are. I wish this guy would leave me alone. And he's still bothering me. And then Gehrman comes in and asks for messages, like text messages, team messages that Robert and his employees were having. Now, Robert has already lost his job, right? He's on his way out. He's still employed, but we know he's not coming in again because the woman that I just pointed out is now going to be whatever his title is. I can't remember. Um, and there's more things in there, like more damning things. You know, Robert's trying to save his marriage and all this other stuff, trying to figure out what his next move is because he needs a job. And this guy's asking for more messages. And the lawyers reached out, like the county lawyers reached out to all the employees and were like, look through your messages. If there's anything you want to flag, let us know. So Robert is on notice that this man has asked for these. And because he's a public servant, all of his communications are subject to public review. Well, 3 days later, Mr. Gehrman is brutally, viciously stabbed on the side of his house by the man with the big hat and the orange vest. Oh, I put the hat on the table. Did you guys see that over there? We're not in the break room today. We're in the courtroom. So, yeah, there's still no audio. We're just looking around. So obviously, well, not obviously, I guess anybody could do anything, but the women feel very bad, and partly responsible for Teus's bad behavior. But you can't hold yourself responsible for it and not. But basically, Gehrman would have not been in exposed to Tejas had they not been having a problem. But, if everybody or if the majority of your employees are complaining about you, clearly something is wrong. He was, like, running roughshod over everybody. And he might have a slight Napoleon complex. I think he's like, what did he say, 5'6" and a half? Well, on the stand, he said 6'5" and a half, but Freudian slip because he was explaining how he wore lifts. Oh, and the jury wanted to see there's a video of the assailant walking, and then there's a video, ironically taken by Gehrman, of Tejas walking in the office, and he has a little bit of hitch in his get along. So like it's a very specific gait. And at first, I was wondering, is it due to the lifts? But I don't think you would call out that you had lifts then. Do you know what I mean? Because Robert did a narrative, he wasn't questioned, and he called it out. He took the lift out of his shoe, he stood up, sat down. Kathy or what is it? Lucinda Teitelbaum from Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo did a video on it, I think yesterday, about him in the lifts. She does it every day. If you guys aren't following her, I would highly recommend her. Every morning, that's how I wake up. But she does a daily, like, synopsis of the previous day of trials. And she did a funny thing of him up and down. It was, if it was a millicentimeter, it was 6 feet. Like, it was crazy. Um, that was supposed to be a question. I hope I answered it. I think it's because more cases are televised. That's true. We weren't seeing all of these things before. It's so much bad behavior between this. Wade Wilson got convicted yesterday. He got the death penalty. The one doctor, Hyman Eisenstein, that Sarah's asking for money for, testified on his behalf. I still have to do my video on him. I'm curious though, because the two things that I've seen him testify in were death penalty cases, and Sarah is not oh, Mr. Tejas has entered the building. He's hopeful though, because he knows they didn't come back in 2 hours. But oh my God, I'm sure he has bubble gum. There we go.
The record reflects that the hearing is taking place outside the presence of the jury panel. The court has marked as Courts Exhibit 27 and 28 notes received from the jury panel. Does the state want to say anything?
No, Your Honor.
The defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, at this time we can bring the jury panel in. You can bring the jury panel.
Yes, ma'am.
So true. There's another court show or not a court show, it's a real life court, but Stephanie Boyd, and she was like, you would never go in and tell your doctor like how to do your surgery, and because you saw something on TV, but people feel real comfortable second guessing their lawyers. And it's true, they went to advance, they had an extra 3 years of university to get their degree and the bar exam. And it's excuse me, it can't be as easy as these people think it looks. Oh, yay. Welcome, Nico. Anybody else want to be a member? 99 cents to get some cool stickers for the very first level of membership. I made like 2 cents, icons, wooden nickels, peanut gallery. I appreciate you, Nico. A spy versus a spy from Mad Magazine. And this man's been in jail, so his Botox is long gone. Forehead looking like a Pringle.
Thank everyone please be seated.
Does the state stipulate to the presence of the panel as well as the two alternates? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jasper?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Juror number 2, have you been selected to be the foreperson?
Yes.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Will you please hand the verdict form to Officer Hobbs?
They're about to do it now, Aisha.
Okay, the clerk will now read the verdict form out loud. The defendant and his attorneys will stand for the reading of the verdict.
District Court, Clark County, Nevada, State of Nevada, Plaintiff versus Robert Tellis, Defendant, Case Number C-368935, Department Number 12, Verdict. We, the jury in the above entitled case, find the defendant, Robert Tellis, as follows. Murder with use of a deadly weapon, victim 60 years of age or older. Guilty of first-degree murder with use of a deadly weapon, victim 60 years of age or older. Special verdict. The jury unanimously finds the murder willful, deliberate, and premeditated. The jury unanimously finds the murder was committed by means of lying in wait. The jury unanimously finds the murder was committed by means of elder abuse. Guilty of first-degree murder with use of a deadly weapon, special verdict. The jury unanimously finds the murder willful, deliberate, premeditated. Do you want me to finish this?
I'm just going to have the attorneys approach for just a moment.
Thank you, Judge.
Because
Oh, attorney's approach. I wonder if it's because he's shaking his head or what's going on. Oh my goodness. Thank God. Thank God, because they scared me. Ginger Snaps, I think you're right. Increase in untreated mental illness and personality disorders throughout the last few years. So many self-centric people lacking compassion and empathy and a broken moral compass. Oh my God. Thank God. Thank goodness. Justice for Jeff German, who did not deserve that at all. I mean, nobody deserves that, but just doing his job.
Dated this 28th day of August 2024, signed by foreperson, juror number 2. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are these your verdicts as read? So say you one, so say you all.
Yes.
at this time, ladies and gentlemen, the clerk is going to ask you a question and just ask that you respond yes or no.
Juror number 1 is, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 2, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 3, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 4, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 5, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 6, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 7, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 8, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 9, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 10, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 11, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes.
Juror number 12, are these your verdicts as read?
Yes. At this time, the clerk will record the verdict in the official record of the court. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, pursuant to your verdict, we will now go into the penalty phase of the trial. We're going to take a break and allow the attorneys to get prepared for that penalty phase. So we will start again at 1:30. At this time, you'll all be able to be back together again. You're going to go with the court officer back to the jury deliberation room. And at 1:30, we will begin the penalty phase of this trial. Thank you very much, and you're excused.
Thank you, all right, you're acting jury, please. Jurors, please don't forget.
Oh my God. What time did she say for the penalty phase? I just totally blanked on that. Oh my God. So Addie says, was the dead guy doing real journalism, not just going after the guy? Not that Baldy weirdo should not go to jail forever. I'm just curious. He was doing real journalism. He was really, like, he had been doing his job for a while. They just said he was an elder, right? Which I think is over 60. Good Lord, I'm 7 years from being an elder. But yeah, he was reporting on it. And, because it was garnering so much attention, of course, he's going to do another story and another story, right? Because there's public interest wherever there's clicks and views and eyes. And so he wasn't after him. He was reporting the facts. And he listened to all of the employees, who are these ladies in red back here, and the one who's leaned over is the one who took Robert's job. Oh my God, thank God, because that was scary for 2.5 days. Like, imagine his family members and loved ones waiting on pins and needles. Like, are they gonna miss trial? Um, so what Robert said was that Compass Realty, who's this other entity. So part of his job, they had to settle real estate. Like, if someone died, what happened to their real estate? Is it going to get sold? Is finding the family members? Just, I don't know all the intricacies of that. Kathy over on, or Lucinda over on Gossip, Rumor, and Innuendo has detailed it all out. Like, she knows. So if you guys want a better explanation, head on over there. But after this live. So he's dealing with real estate companies. One real estate company in particular, Compass, he says has, oh wait, let me make myself bigger, has a beef with him. He doesn't exactly specify why, but his assertion was that because they had a beef with him, they set him up for this murder, meaning they hired a professional hitman to kill the journalist and then made it look like Robert was involved. And this professional hitman had on a hat similar to this one over here, and it was meant to be like a landscaping outfit, because obviously it's hella hot in Vegas. But they had on this like orange vest that like the kids traffic guards wear. And they drove a car that Tellus's wife drove. But Tellus was like, "Oh, my rims look different." And then I might do a reaction on the prosecution crossing, because that it was vicious. It was vicious. So they basically dismantled it, and the prosecution was like, "So if this professional assassin, why did he go back? If he wore the shoes that happened to be found in your house later and the hat that happened to be cut up in your house later, why did he originally park the car that looks exactly like your wife's car away from the scene and then come back to the scene with the car, perhaps looking for the murder weapon?" Because they never found the murder weapon. So that's what they're, inferring, is like he left it at the scene, realized he left it, and went back to get it. How did the professional assassin plant your DNA under the victim's fingernails? Like, the whole story really didn't make sense. But the last day, in closing arguments, defense zoomed in on the guy in the SUV and said, "This can't be Mr. Tellus, because Tejas, he was Tellus when he was running. Now at the trial, he's Tejas. I'm not trying to insult him. Like, he's a human. I get it. Mr. Tejas is bald, like alarmingly bald, not even like a little comb over action, right? And this person has a full head of hair. So my thing is, maybe like some lone holdout in the jury room was like, "Oh, wait, are we sure that's him?" Despite all this other evidence. Oh, and the limp. Like I said, he has a hitch in his get along. So the person who was the assassin also, I'm saying assassin like he said, the murderer, wait, had that. It's funny because the prosecutor kept saying to Tejas, "So, in your assassin did blah blah blah," then Tejas was like, "My assassin? Yeah, boo, because you're the only one who thinks there was an assassin." But yeah, so the guy was really reporting, and he was getting ready to do another story. But because he was on his way out, like, why would Compass need to frame him? Why wouldn't they just kill him? Oh, I'm not supposed to say that on the YouTube. Why wouldn't they just unalive him instead of involving, like, what would they gain by involving the reporter to frame him? So now Compass is going to benefit because you're in jail. Wouldn't they also get the same benefit if you unalived yourself? And then he was saying like everybody was setting him up and they airdrop photos to his phone, and I mean, it was a bunch of foolishness. They planted the cut up shoe in his house and the cut up hat in his house, because he wasn't present when the police came in, and the police are out to get him. Never mind that the police saved him from unaliving himself. Uh, like if they're out to get you, why didn't they just let you, they could stand outside while you do whatever it is you're gonna do? It just didn't make sense to me. But clearly some juries were. Oh, I know, he does. Yes, she did. You are absolutely right. Wait, where was this? This is what I wanted. Bama. This guy gives me the chills. He looks evil in my but he does. And then let me see if I can. I'm gonna switch it out really fast. There's like this mug shot where he looks like a unaliver. Robert Tejas. I think it was his mug shot. Oh, make it bigger. Let's see if I can get it to. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, come on. Okay. Share this one instead. Can you guys see that? So this is his mugshot. Uh-oh, you can't see it because I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. There we go. Doesn't he look like, oh my God. So this, and I'll go back. We'll walk through the story. This is him being taken into custody. So like he was in there threatening to unalive himself. Kevin Cannon was the only photographer that capture his dramatic arrest. Tellis had made some 405 comments, a code Las Vegas police used to indicate comments associated with self-harm, right? That's his house. They've got it taped off. This is him with Jeff German. This is the person that he unalived. But he had invited him in. Robert had invited German into his office to talk about like how great he was and how well things are going. And as part of this interview, they captured footage of Tejas walking around in the office, probably something that he wanted, like that Robert wanted. But in closing, the prosecution played him walking on the street, or the assassin walking on the street, and Tejas walking in the office, and that's that same little limp. Here's the hat that was cut up that was found in his garage in a bag. This bag that looked like what the assassin was wearing. The shoes, you see he cut these up here. And they were found like under a couchy like it's one of those sectionals, but part of the sectional has a recliner section. This is him returning home after questioning. They took all his clothes, searched his home, his cars, and they took a DNA sample. This is him outside washing the SUV in the driveway. He claims that he washed all the cars that day. This is the SUV Yukon Denali with the assassin in it. The one that also had a car that looked like his wife's for the complete setup. Yeah, so this isn't moving, but here he is walking in the office. You can kind of see it here because his hips are swinging this way and this leg is coming out this way. It's like a weird, it's not like a normal limp like if you stubbed your toe. It's a, I don't know. Back in the day, we might have called it a pimp walk when I was little, but not as smooth. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not saying pimps were smooth, but it's not like a limp. So here he is in this landscape outfit. But this was easy to track on all the neighborhood video footage because it's bright orange. This is another one. He was getting arrested for domestic violence. And he was basically, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? He just looks suspicious. But you see here, his wrinkles are not as much. I mean, listen, I get Botox, no shade. And even here, they're not as pronounced as what we saw in court today, right? So he's been in jail for, I believe, a year. So his Botox is worn off. Um, and it just makes it, his head is really big and it makes it look larger when he does that because you realize his forehead is tiny. Am I being mean? I'm just saying. It just is like, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Yeah. He just looks creepy. So Nico, Casey Anthony, and OJ, in my opinion, like got away with it. So people can, I think, because they did convict Casey Anthony on one thing and not the other, right? But I mean, basically, she walked away scot free for the murder, and OJ walked away scot free for 2 murders. But I know innocent until proven guilty, and they weren't proven guilty. These are my 2 cents, hence the channel name. So yeah. Oh my God. I hope we all gather here too. I'm like, am I going to take time off from work to be covering Sarah Boone? I hope somebody we know goes down there and then we could do lives and they could join us on the breaks and tell us what's going on in the courtroom because I really want to see like the jury's faces and know what they, yes, and because the jury wasn't allowed to hear Daddy O's full testimony, it was derailed because he wasn't completely honest about his side, honey, not in front of his true wife. Oh, interesting. I have to wear orthodontics. They give me about an inch extra. Oh, an inch. Okay. I mean, maybe he had an inch, but his were optional. Like his were vanity, right? When you say orthodontics, I'm assuming it's prescribed. Like there's a medical necessity. He did say his were like vanity lifts, which I mean, I guess that's a new thing, right? Because doesn't Ron DeSantis also wear lifts, the governor of Florida? My dad wore cowboy boots, and I swear those are like lifts. They have a heel on them. I mean, we're from the country anyway, so people wear. My dad was from Madeira. Met my mom in Fresno, California, but he always wore cowboy boots. And when he took them off, you'd be like, "Oh, Dad, you lost 3 inches there." So Lucinda is my coffee. I know, me too. Oh my God. I wake up with her every morning. Sometimes I don't get to like make comments and I'll try to remember later because I'm listening like while I'm running around. I like to try and watch it because her facial expressions are over the top. But I definitely like while I'm getting myself and Sugar Bear ready in the morning, I have her on. Just like a ray of sunshine. Moi. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, there was another new member. Thank you. I don't know how to put it on the screen. I'm in StreamYard. So, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that is just crazy. Crazy. Wait, what? She was killing pets by taping their mouth. Wow. Just Casey was a mess. Remember, she told them she worked at Universal. They went up there. That she's like, I don't work. Like, I just didn't understand. It was hotmess.com. She reminded me of oh my God. What's the one who killed I think he was a Jehovah's Witness. The oh my God, who died her Jodi Arias. She reminds me of Jodi Arias. I'll never understand those decisions. And that is the thing too. You don't know, like when you're on a jury, what's being withheld. Like we as the public can see all those things and like the defense will make good arguments to have things suppressed. Like I don't know why Sarah has not submitted anything like to have her videos suppressed. But for whatever that legal ground is that it's suppressed, then the jury doesn't consider it. But us at home, we see all of that, right? Because I feel like some of the stuff with that crooked officer in the OJ trial had to be suppressed because of Furman. I can't remember his first name, but so the jury didn't see that. But I also kind of feel like the jury was giving OJ a pass because I think it was it was post Rodney King and all that other stuff. So I think the jury might have been like right or wrong in it for skin folk because I just was like, of course he did it. Like, never mind the glove. It played already. What time are these messages coming in? 3:08. Okay. Yes, the doc was there for Wade. I'm gonna do a video, and I have like such a list of videos. I need to like lock myself in a room for 2 days and record and edit all of these thoughts in my head about these cases. Special treats for that one, and maybe yeah, we're gonna need a stress ball. I was watching again the video last night because I had mentioned in my video yesterday about her saying wiggle around a little bit. I want to get this on video. And then one of you guys asked me to like, what exactly did she say? So I had to keep watching the video last night, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't. He just sounds so incredibly like sad and desperate, right? And then he was being calm in the beginning, and then George gets more frustrated because he's starting to panic. So I don't know how she's like, oh, I thought he was, like I said, I don't think she remembers it, but I thought he was a boy crying wolf. And then she obviously is like dragging the suitcase around. It just is like really sad. Just depraved. Like you have to be some kind of special nut job. And she's laughing. She's having a good time. You know, it's oh, my teeth looks, I got them whitened yesterday. I get them whitened every 6 months. It's free in my dentist office, so why not? But they look super white right now. Yeah, just you gotta be some kind of special nut job to like cackle like that. And then she's telling him, shut the F up. Like, what is wrong with you, woman? What is wrong? And then she has, like, unironically, the nerve to sit in court and tell the captain, "Oh, I can't be in a small cell. If it was like that, I never wanna do that again." Girl, you're here because you put somebody in the tiniest cell imaginable, a suitcase, and taunted him, and he had done nothing. Um Judge Boyd sure sees a lot of repeat offenders due to her leniency. Oh, you think so? I didn't realize she had a lot of repeat offender. I've seen her send some people to jail for like or to prison for 25 years. I think she has a soft spot for addicts, like she wants to get them help. But yeah, she also has some I don't know. I like to believe that part of criminal behavior is your socioeconomic status. In general, obviously, you have people like the Adelsons, but they hire poorer people to do the work, and they try to walk away with clean hands. But luckily, finally, Dan Markel's going to get justice. Donna's trial. I'm going to do some Donna videos too. Oh my god. Um, he looks like a thumb. I think he looks like a big toe, but a thumb will do if you have big hands. He just is, like, not attractive. Oh, I love yeah, me too, her purses and her flowers. I like it when she just gets her hair done. I don't like it when it looks like she slept on rollers. I'm so picky. I'm like, she looks like church lady then. I love how she talks about her mom all the time. I'm assuming she's single because she never mentions, like, a significant other, but she talks about her mom. He looks like an albino milk dudder. Oh my god. He does. Oh my god. That head. That head, his facial expressions, yes. Good journalists are essential to democracy. Bad journalism gives us dictators. Thank you. Oh my god, I think we got 3 new members. I just qualified for full monetization last night, so thank you guys. It was trying to get to 1,000. I did yeah, anyway, thank you. I'm excited. I don't think he's gonna adjust well to prison. Well, he's a little guy too. I don't know. And he's older. I feel like if you're gonna do something dumb, do it in your youth. I don't think prison is an old man's game. Looking like Droopy the dog. Oh my god. The deputy is there. Oh, that was from earlier. I think that's funny. I always wonder how hair follicles affect forehead wrinkles. Hair, I don't know. But I feel like his actual forehead, like the real forehead is here. Like clearly I have a 5 head, but he has like a 2 head forehead and then the rest is like super bulbous. I wonder if his mom, like, ever dressed him up as a light bulb for Halloween as a child. Um, I can't join from my phone. Oh, okay, cool. I think you have to do it in the browser on the phone. It doesn't let you do it inside the YouTube app. You have to go to, like, your Chrome or Safari browser. Oh, Nico's got the wooden coin. I love it. Yes, well done, jury. Unanimous. Guilty charge 1. Yes. Elmer Fudd goes to the clink. Yes, thank goodness. Willful, premeditated. Very premeditated. He thought he was being clever. He left his phone at home. He had the disguise. The disguise was horrible though. And he was seen like walking all through the neighborhood. He's locked up, won't let him out. Awesome. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if he was like, if that's what you're talking about, shackled as they waited, because they knew at 3 o'clock they were going to do the verdict. And so I just don't know like what happens back there. Um, Except I know in Florida they said, and I only know because of the Sarah Boone, they were like, she has to be shackled all the way to the courtroom, and then before she comes in the courtroom, they will unshackle her when the jury is there. As far as like the waist chain and the handcuffs, and if she decides to wear a skirt. Okay, help me with this one, you guys, because I'm like this. Maybe I'm being overly analytical of it, but if she wears a skirt, Miss Sarah Boone, she has to have on the leg chains, or no? Yeah, the leg chains because the judge said they would see the cuff. So well, let me say, she doesn't have to have on. She could still have on the cuff, but he's not going to let her from behind the desk, the table, right? She'll be able to stand, but she's not going to be able to go to the podium. So what is the point in wearing the skirt? Like the jury's not going to see the skirt. I mean, unless you're talking about a mini skirt, because whatever it is, you're standing up at the desk. It's not gonna be visible. You know what I mean? Am I making sense? Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let me see. I just want to make a little window. The other way, I want to make a little window so you can keep an eye on this. Probably as little as I'm gonna get it. There we go. So why not just wear pants so you can at least walk around, get comfortable, since what did she say? She wants to have a little bit of comfort in her dorm. Yeah, I just don't get that. Unless there's somebody telling her you'll look more demure with the skirt, not knowing like the full story of the leg cuff, the ankle cuff, the stun cuff. I don't get that. And if I were advising her, which I never would, but if I were, I would be she needs some coaching of like not saying weird passive aggressive insults while she's talking to people because she sneaks them in, and then to smile more. I hate to say that because I hate when people are like, "Oh, you should smile." But I mean, in her case, like, or at least not frown. How about that? I will say it that way. At least not frown so much. Um, yeah, she needs a little makeover because she has so much stacked against her. And I know, we're more than how we look and all that fun stuff, but she has so much stacked against her in that first impression. Like, at least come in and just be neutral when you see her and not be like, because look how we're dissecting how Teus looks. Imagine what the jury thought as soon as he came in. You know what I mean? If they hadn't heard of the case or like, and then he got on the trial. But somebody must have liked him. They were back there talking for 2 days. So somebody must have liked him. Yes, guilty on all charges, whoever posted that in there. What is that weird paperwork to the judge about from Sarah? I don't know. Like the judge knows the Constitution. He probably has like a little book with him, like how Ruth Bader Ginsburg had of the mini Constitution. I don't know. I don't know. And she has time to look all that up, but she doesn't have time to look up stuff specifically about her case, you know? The thing with stapling her pants to make them tight was just I know. Somebody commented to me because I had the staples in the thumbnail on her shoulder that she did it on her pants, and I was like, "Yeah, I know, I read that, but I don't have pants to put on her for the thumbnail, like, don't overthink the thumbnail." And that's like you're sitting in court talking about contraband and talking about how the USB thumb drive can't be fashion anything. She said someone assumes that it can or whatever she said. Girl, you're sitting in here with contraband using staples the way they are not meant to be used. So of course, someone can be using USB drives the way they're not meant to be used. Like, and then wanting the extra small. Um, she should address her haircut then. I think, yeah, make it maybe not so blunt, like do a little bit of not necessarily layers, but you know how you just thin it out at the bottom? Because she actually has like a nice head of hair, like the actual hair itself, it's full, especially given that she's like 46, about to be 47. Um, my hair is thinning. So it's just like if she kind of like thinned it out a little bit at the bottom, maybe got some highlights, washed it, because apparently they have hair dye in there because it's gotten darker, like dark, dark, unless she was always lightening it before. But if I feel like in her interrogation video, she had like the little money piece in the front, and then this was all brown. And since she's been in jail, it's like almost inky black. Um, yeah. Also, I feel like she will be more comfortable in pants because she's wearing pants now. Like, I don't get skirt vibes from Sarah, and I wouldn't want her to come in there and just be awkward in the skirt either. Do you know what I mean? Not that I'm pro Sarah. I just want her to have a fair trial and to be convicted, clear, fair and square so that George's family gets there. But it's a little yeah, I don't know who's counseling her about this skirt. She wants to be attractive and Boone thinks she'll get. Thanks, honey. She thinks she already has admirers. That's why she's always listing off Australia and China and whoever else. Like, girl, who cares? Like, if you don't get your case together, I checked the docket again today too. She has not filed, or at least they are not logged, her motions for the 9 pieces of digital evidence, which seems a little crazy. I haven't been following this case really, but did he wear his disguise to look like a migrant worker? I hope that's the correct term, to throw them off, or was it just for trying to hide his identity? So we don't know. I mean, that's a good point. Maybe. I think he was trying to look like a landscaper because if you're outside in Nevada, it's super, super hot. So I think, they would wear something to cover up, but they might be migrants there. I mean, like I said, I grew up in Fresno and we always had migrant workers and we had some black people in the fields too. My mom worked in the fields. And they would be covered up like that. So I think that's what he was doing. He had to cover up his bald head, right? He had to do something because that's so identifiable. But maybe he had on a wig and that's why they had that other shot and the hat. I don't know. But it was funny too because the prosecutor threw shade of like how big the hat was, like inferring you had to have a big head to wear that big hat. It was like the prosecutor was fresh out of F's. I was like, oh my God. Um, Yeah, he could that's a good question. It could be both. I think he was trying to look like a landscaper. Anybody here from Vegas? Are the landscapers migrants or are they citizens or do you know? All Karens are to be known as Sarah from this day forward. I know. Her mom's name was Karen. I think so too, because she's the ultimate Karen and is still Karening from jail. Like, imagine you are sitting in jail waiting trial for murder, and you are telling the correctional officers to go look for small shirts and compare the small shirts together and bring you the smallest one. That's not their job, ma'am. That is not their job. I don't even think you could go into like Bloomingdale's and have the shoppers do that for you. Maybe at the bargain basement, where the shirts are in bins, you can do that, but there's not a person doing. I was just like, do you think this person has nothing else to do than worry about your small, extra small, kind of small, sort of small? Her request will be addressed regarding the specialist. Oh, what did you say before that? Because I looked today and it seems like, oh, Oh, so right, he did keep that on the because that was gonna be the day of the viewing, and so he held it on there. Let's look at it actually while we're waiting. Did anybody hear what time the judge said we're coming back? Because I might not be here for it. Let's just go to the Orange County website while we're waiting. Somebody, if you're on the replay crew, we've gone far astray, but we appreciate you being here. And if you're on the replay crew, I will leave the chat up for you if you want to see what people have said that I might not have flashed up. Okay, how public records? Oh my God. Orange County clerk. Give me 2 shakes, guys. 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Let's see what we got going on over here. Oh, look at you, Bama. Okay. Let me make it bigger for you guys over here. And move that bad boy up. Order setting hearing. It's a good thing he kept his calendar open. So, review of the state's physical evidence as per court order dated 8/5. Wait, so they weren't able to agree of going to the sheriff's office or some other location so she didn't have the media there? Well, he said if it's not done by the 3rd. So apparently they haven't given notice that it's been done. It might already have been done. They just haven't finished because he did say you have to let me know when it's done and I will cancel this. So that's T. Motion for payment of costs and appointing neuropsychologists to assist the defendant in preparation of the defense. So they're going to have the JAC here. He said he couldn't. And then please be governed accordingly. I love me some Kranik. I feel like we should be in the break room, but I can't switch out my background while we're here. I'll have to cut this part and make it another. Foregoing was filed with the clerk. Oh my God. Okay, that's it. It doesn't say. I know the JAC has to be alerted. Oh, here, I'm skipping it. Oh my God. Accordingly, a copy of the foregoing is being sent on this day to all attorneys, interested parties identified on the ePortal electronic service list and sent via U.S. mail to Sarah Boone. So today's the 28th. She's not going to get that by the 3rd. Before the 3rd, right? Because today's a Wednesday. Monday's a holiday. She's going to be up short again. Maybe her attorney friends or her other friends will help her out a little bit. Yikes. I had a feeling there was going to be some issue with seeing that evidence elsewhere. Now she's going to be back stuck. I mean, good for us. But she's going to be back stuck with the media watching her look at her evidence. Because she always has to come in with a Karen move. Like everything is agreed. And then the last minute, she's like, oh, I need this. And the state was like, no, sis, we trying to help you out. Yes. Why 6, Super Kelly? Where are you? Are you on the West Coast? It must be if you're getting up at 6. Yikes. Thanks, Bama. Oh my God. Also, her request will be addressed regarding the specialist. Yeah. I deem all Karen. Oh, yeah, we did that one. Wow. Oh, I didn't know her mom bought her all the purse. I knew she had the flowers because of what her mom said, but I didn't know. Okay, Miss Boyd. She's single. Okay. Was she married before? Look, I'm all in Miss Boyd's business, Judge Boyd. Evidence viewing is to be. Sarah won't be happy. It's Sarah's fault. The only reason it will be in that courtroom is because she could not agree to the neutral location for the meeting with the state. Because it was clear as day to all of us that if they did that and recorded it with the court, she would not have to do it. But that's why the state is smart. That's why Mr. J and Mr. Cacciatore were like, Will, we wanted you to rule on that first before we mentioned it. I mean, we all know who Sarah is at this point. So she probably wanted to wear a skirt to that, and they said no. Who knows? Oh my God, who put Sap Sap? You are so wrong. I volunteer as tribute to control the stun cuff button. Oh my God. So it's two buttons that they have to push at the. Why didn't they put one on Darrell Brooks? I mean, I know he didn't walk around, but remember he kept saying that he had one on and he didn't. And I'm wondering like why, because if anybody needed a good shock, it was Mr. Brooks. Um, oh my God. She wants the jury to see the stun cuff to get sympathy. Did he want people to? Oh yeah, he did want to make it known. I don't know if it was the jury or all of us at home, but he did want to make it known because there were so many conversations about that, and then Judge Darrell had to put it on the record that he was not. Um, I think the skirt is just to be a contrarian. She is the queen of contrary, right? She is the queen. Never mind, Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Sarah, Sarah, we can't bear her. The hairstyle, I know. Yes, it is. That's what they're gonna come back with the sentencing. She excels at everything. You know what? Smart people don't have to tell you that they're smart, though, right? They probably don't want to because you'll be asking them to read some form or something. Like the fact that she has to say it is proof in and of itself that she is not. Like, how are you excelling at everything when you don't have a job? You can't pay your own rent without your ex-husband. You sit around and drink all day. The neighbors call you, what is it? Boozy Bear, Berry Booze, whatever. Um, and you murdered your boyfriend. When you say excel, do you mean the opposite? Like, what? Sarah is the only one who finds herself attractive. Tara. I think she was attractive before, like when she was young. I just don't know what happened. Well, the alcohol. Like she seemed like a cute, fun person, back in the day, right? Didn't she? Oh my God. Let me see if I have that little am I able to share this? I don't know. Look, I might be doing too much. If I can, I don't know if it'll let me share something in my computer or if it's just the web. Hold on, let's see if I can figure this out. Because she used to be cute. Like, alcohol is a terrible drug, and a mind is a terrible thing to waste. I think that's how her behavior sort of evolved over time. It's like she was cashing in on pretty privilege. Okay, let's see. Share screen. No, yeah, it only lets me share within. Maybe. Let me see. Will this work? No, yeah, it only lets me share within. Dang it. Well, let me see if I put it in Dropbox, if that'll work. Hold on. I just really want to show you guys this. I'm like, oh my God. Wait. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it, but we're just, for shits and giggles, gonna see it really quick. Got it. Okay. Upload. Talk amongst yourselves. Wait. Oh my God. Okay. Let me export. Now, mind you, I'm not saying she was a beauty queen, but she was an attractive, like, arguably, I guess I should say, attractive person. This is when she was 20, because I think it's 97 and she was born in 77. So, okay, the exporting was successful. It's in, sorry, I gotta save it out of iMovie. So much work I'm doing right now. And then move it over to Dropbox. Boom stuff. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Okay, good Lord. Now let's share it. It only lets me share from the browser. I don't know why. I was thinking it was going to be more like Teams, so you could just share from your computer. Okay. Can you guys see that? Yeah, okay. You guys have seen this, right? For those of you guys who haven't, you're about to see it. Right?
Likes to hang out at the mall. Now, what do you do while you're just hanging at the mall, Sarah?
Well, check out guys and spend money.
Check out the dudes and spend the cash. Your cash or like parents' cash?
Mine.
That's right. In 1997.
So there, that was Sarah back in the day. And then y'all know what she looks like today. Yeah, she's poor thing. What is the weird? Oh, wait, are you talking about the guy who, or the couple from California, Bama, Nika? Is that what you guys are talking about? Because I did see that they filed some sort of like this is unconstitutional dismissal request, which I'm like, who are you? Motion to dismiss. This, I was watching another channel and they showed this. It's, yeah, hold on, I'll share that one. Like, what are they doing? What? Some of you guys may know who have followed everything from the beginning. Like, are these her friends? How did these people get interested in this? Where? Oh my God. That's not right. Oh my God. Okay, here. So what was this? And it says referred to judge. So I'm not sure who it came, like how it came in. Sarah Boone, restraints placed on 2/25/2020, once in jeopardy on 4/13/2020 arraignment. Motion to dismiss case charges with constitutional authorities. Is this what the one you guys are talking about? Authority, the Constitution of the U.S. Amendment 6, specifically the right to a speedy trial, has been violated. The state of Florida has not met the requirements or proven good cause of delays on effective substandard state provided attorneys should have made this request long ago, proving this as a fact. So state provided attorneys, it would have happened under Padilla. So this is just a bull-faced lie. Because he's the one who waived it. So instead of waiving it, he should have said, "We're ready to go to trial." That's how you not waive it. "We're ready to go to trial." And then let the state file for a continuance. But I have gone through there. The state didn't file for one continuance. So this one, ratified 1791. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of okay, let's go to 6 because they said that, right? In all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial. Well, at least we agree on public, even though Sarah was confused. By an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel for his defense. I think they just wasted Tiffany Moore. Oh, they sent it to the clerk of courts. And it's Raymond and Crystal Bryson. Do you guys know who that is? I mean, not if you know them personally, but have you seen? Yeah, I have to go to Transparent T's website or channel because she always has like a good listing of who's visiting her, who the calls are coming from. And I just wonder if those are people who know her. It just seems weird that like random non-lawyer people, because they didn't identify themselves as lawyers, would write that. I saw in the Charlie Adelson, not in the Donna Adelson case, someone wrote in on her behalf, or not even on her behalf, against her motion for a smaller courtroom, and that person is a lawyer, and I think they said a constitutional professor. But who are these people? Where did y'all come from? And you're clearly not thinking about the victim and his family and all the other victims that lay in her wake. Oh yeah, please hit the like button. Thank you, Observation Station. I have a banner somewhere that says that. Let me see. I think I do. Yes, okay. Baby's at school. She is a year older than my son. Sarah is? Oh my God. Well, hopefully, I'm sure he has better sense. Not even hopefully, I'm sure. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like all the delays are hers. It's in the record. Like every continuation, like legitimate continuation filed with the court is because of the defense. And then the other continuations are because of her antics, like with these attorneys, which is well documented. I think that is, I mean, obviously Kranek wanted to document all of her sort of bad behavior in that 16-page document, but he also went through, here's why each attorney quit, what they said, and why then they had to start over. I just got some of the discovery yesterday. I fell asleep trying to go through it last night. Like the first part of like the written stuff, 123 pages. I haven't even asked for the second batch. I was gonna do it, but I don't want to annoy the clerk person who's sending it, and 2, I'm like, let me just get through this. This is gonna be enough to try to like get through before the trial. And I don't have to defend anybody. Like I don't have to go and convince a jury of anything. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a lot. And then I asked for 8 of the body worn cam because I copied what Cashman had said she went through. They only sent me 7, so I'm wondering what the other one is. They didn't send the Publix video, but they sent a description of the Publix videos. It's a lot of stuff. And she's arguing about extra smalls and she needs an office and the internet. Like, focus, Sarah. Yeah, she's excelling and messing up her own case. That is so true. Are walking illiterates. Yes. Good Lord. And again, they're quoting the Constitution, the amendments, like the judge doesn't know what they are. She was cute, but being blackout drunk for 20. Yeah, that is very, very true. Oh my God. That is very, very true. You will look haggard. Um, I definitely feel more youthful since not drinking. Between that and whatever it was, just their existence sounds horrible. Their existence sounds horrible. And then they had the one blind dog, one deaf dog. Um, she always had her little projects around to make herself feel better, right? Um, that is a good question too. Why do some cases come back immediately with the penalty from the jury and others take 6 weeks or more for that determination? That is a good question. I don't know. If anybody knows in the chat, let us know because I've seen it where it's instant, not even like this break that they're taking here, where they immediately go into sentencing. And I've also seen it where, like in Charlie Adelson, where it was weeks later, right? He didn't even get adjudged guilty until the sentencing. And then it was weeks later and the judge had a nice note for him. Um and what was it? The Tim Ferritter case in Florida, they didn't do it right away. They came back. He wanted to be out on bond while they were in between the verdict and the sentencing and they were like, "No, sir, that's not how that works. Like you've been found guilty." And so, yeah, I don't know. And then in some states, the jury decides what the sentence is, and in others, the judge does. I think in the capital cases, it's the jury, right? Anybody in Florida? I can't remember it all. I've seen so many trials, like, and then trying to figure out what each state has as a procedure. Okay, you were talking about this, yeah. These cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, giving California people a bad name. It's my home state. Depends on the state. Okay. Thanks, Tara. Is it Tara or Tara? I hope I'm not. Yes, guilty. Guilty, guilty. They were waiting for the sentencing. They went for a break. He's guilty as the day is long. Twinkies, ginger snaps. I don't know. I wondered if Brian took the dogs because I remember her sitting on the curb saying when the officer, I think Kayla Hernandez said, "Oh, you don't have a back gate." And Sarah was like, "Don't let them out. That's why I had them under the table." And she's like, "No, we got it." She said, "Okay, because one is blind and one is deaf." I don't know what happened to them. I know George liked the dog. She said he was dancing with them, and in one of his arrest videos, he was like, "Don't let the dogs out" or something. Who let the dogs out? Anyway, said that he hasn't seen anything in Sarah's case that was unconstitutional. Okay, good. I mean, I didn't think so, but I'm not a lawyer. So state laws are different. Yeah, I remember watching one trial and being in the chat and the jury was doing the verdict and I'm sorry, the jury was doing the sentence and then somebody was like, "Oh, I've never heard of that." And then everybody jumped on that person. It's like, well, maybe they've only seen stuff in their state. Like it can be either or. No, not yet. And lost your way. He hasn't been sentenced yet. They're coming back. Actually, let me put that back up on the screen. Glad you just asked that. Let's see what we can see. We haven't missed anything. I have the audio on in my ear. Yeah, just crazy. You're in a storm. Oh my God, I just realized that you said you're in a storm. Are you okay? Are you safe? Good Lord. Yeah, please stay safe. Was Dickerson, let me Google Dickerson. Or no, let me do prosecutor and tell his case. How about that? Hamner, Pamela Weckerly, and Christopher Hamner. Christopher showed up and showed out. Let me tell you, he was on it. Loved, loved, loved seeing him. Have Robert Tellis Tejas for lunch. I'm in the middle of cooking meals for my dogs, so they need to hurry up with sentencing. I might have to go. I know. Same. My dogs are petrified. Oh my God. I can't even imagine. My dogs go crazy when it rains really hard. I have 2 terraces off the side, one in my bedroom and one off the kitchen. And, you know, there's no cover on the terrace. It hits the ground. So it sounds like it's in the house with us, and they go nuts. That and fireworks. Oh. What are you making for the dogs? I'm waiting on Kathy's / Lucinda Teitelbaum gossip rumor innuendo to drop her recipe for that. All right, guys, it's 4:10. I don't know what time they're coming back. I'm going to wrap it up here just because I have things to do and videos to make for you guys. I got an update on Brian Boone's property from the chat. So I know the fireworks should be outlawed, especially in the city. Like, I live in Manhattan. Why are we, what are we, how are we with the fireworks? I don't get it. A Pitty and a Saint Bernard. Oh, turns into a lap dog. Oh, bless him. Bless him. All right. See you later, alligator. Have a good night. Come back and drop it in the comments of this video once the sentencing comes in. I want to know what you guys think. I hope he gets like a multiple life sentences for the elder abuse and the premeditation, but we'll see. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later. Toodles.